Hi, this is Mark Mueller, and I want to talk to you about troubleshooting a situation where box joints are not just too tight to go together, but there's a situation where the pins that are left between the grooves you're cutting, the pins are a whole lot wider than the grooves themselves. A little bit, no big deal. A little bit of micro adjusting with the silver knob is totally normal. This situation is if the pins are 1/8 of an inch wider or more, maybe 1/16 of an inch than the grooves are trying to fit into. Problems with the jig's mechanics are pretty rare, but these are the steps that we can take to troubleshoot those. First thing, make sure the black locking knob is loose. Just flip the whole thing upside down, and then use the red knob to put a bit of space between the two pin plates. When you got a little bit of room to maneuver in here, grab each pin plate right in the middle and try to move it this way in the fence to see if individually there's any play. There shouldn't be any in that direction. Keep in mind it is normal fore and aft, usually pretty loose. Also vertically, those will always be loose when that black knob is unlocked. The second thing to check is actually kind of the second and third together. Keeping the pin plates set so you got some room in between them. You'll actually want to get at the back side of the pin plates for this. Take a short straight edge and then check each of the pin plates to see how straight they are end from end. This one, straight edge rocks a little bit. That's not a big deal. The clearance at the end is about a thickness of a sheet of paper. The actual out of straightness is maybe a couple thousandths at the most. It's actually a lot less than the clearance you see there. This is my own personal jig I'm working on here, and it's worked great. The pin plate here on the back side, it rocks a little bit more, still not a big deal. What you're looking for here is something that's seriously out of whack. Like if you sight down from one end to the other, these are visually, one has a hook to it, one or the other. Either case will cause the same kind of problem. And then talking about the pin plates themselves, what it really boils down to is how they come together. If you bring those together with the red knob, so they just barely start to touch. On my jig, this end touches before the other. That is not unusual on its own. The clearance over here, actually checked this before I started the camera, it's about 4/1000ths of an inch. Pretty normal to be able to easily slip a sheet of paper in between those, maybe just a little bit more. If you can get the thickness of a business card or more in between those, then there's some other stuff that we can look at. Because each of these is very slightly bowed on the jig that I use at home, I've got a little bit more clearance in here. It's about 10/1000ths of an inch, about the thickness of a business card. Also not a problem. What you're really looking for here is having these, either because one of them or the other is not straight, or not having them parallel. Both could be straight, but if one end touches way before the other, you've got a lot of clearance at one edge, at one end, while the other is touching. That can cause problems as well. So keep all three of those things in mind. Let me know what you find. The solutions are always easy once we determine what the cause are, so definitely don't spend a lot of time trying to figure it out on your own. Let me know what you see in each of those three situations. Get back in touch with me, and then we'll figure out what to do from there. Thanks.